Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the RX 6600 XT in Cyberbug 2077. Oh yes, I called it Cyberbug because we are going to see a lot of bugs today, I believe. So as usual, we're running it with the latest AMD drivers. I am not overclocking it manually, and you can see all of its specs here in Tech Power-Up's GPU-Z. It has 2048 shading units, 8GB of GDDR6 memory, and it released in 2021. Rebar is also enabled, by the way, and over on the left we're pairing it with a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D and 32GB of RAM to avoid CPU bottlenecks. Let's get into it now, shall we? Oh boy, I'm not even inside of the game yet and it's already Cyberbug. I can't maximize it for some reason, what the heck. Anyways, let's go over the settings first. I am starting this at 1080p resolution using the high settings preset with no FSR at the moment and no motion blur. That's the only change that I made to the high settings preset here. Over on the gameplay tab, high crowd density is being utilized under the performance thingy here, and let's go. Oh damn, okay, this is actually quite nice. Look at that, around 80 frames per second at native 1080p high settings. This is quite good, and a little bit better than what I was expecting as well. For reference, the 2060 that I tested earlier this week, or last week, whatever, I tested it recently, that GPU was actually dropping from 60 FPS using these same settings, okay? We actually needed DLSS, which, to be fair, looked incredible here in this game, and it worked quite well, and it put it above 60 FPS all of the time. Goodbye, Bob! Oh, he's still alive. Oh, wait, yes, I agree with you, dear neighbor, car neighbor or whatever. Yes, FNL, because Bob is still alive. We gotta kill that bastard. I think he's dead now. Probably. Okay, he's dead. Kill confirmed. Oh wait, we're not playing Call of Duty, are we? Sorry about that joke. As I was saying, the 2060 needed upscaling to achieve 60 plus FPS all of the time, and there are a lot of people choosing the 2060 over this card. I don't know why. Like, I actually recommend this GPU a lot, and the 6600 as well, which is around like 15% slower than this one. Both are faster than 2060, and I still see a ton of people just saying, oh, but I prefer NVIDIA, I will buy the 2060. Well, you're missing out, in this game in particular at least, but in most games these are substantially faster than the 2060. But anyways, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about performance, and it is incredible. If you are looking for a 1080p high settings 60 plus FPS experience here in Cyberpunk 2077, which looks absolutely amazing in my opinion, you can definitely have it. You don't even need to play on ultra settings to enjoy the good visuals of this game. It looks really, really nice like this. It's buttery smooth. Didn't even stutter. 1% lows are above 60. What else can you ask for? This is perfect for 1080p high settings in this game. Now, we still got the FSR 2.1 in this game, which looks quite good. A little bit over sharpened, so I will lower the sharpness filter here, 2.15, and quality, and oh boy. Oh my god, those FPS, what the hell? First of all, I was just seeing the graphics, you know, taking a look at the edges and stuff. It's just a little bit more shimmery, but it looks really close to native 1080p resolution. And I am utilizing a huge 42-inch monitor here today, 4K, so of course 1080p will look very shimmery, right? The bottom line is the FSR 2.1 in this game looks really, really good in my opinion. You don't have a ton of ghosting effects like you do, for example. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, people. I just meant to kill Bob and he's still there. What is he doing? He has his hands in the hair. What the? Okay, not hair, air, okay? Very similar words in English at times. Oh, we gotta go around the roundabout, that's right. Let's do this. I am deviating from what I was saying. What the heck? Alright, anyway. 100 plus FPS is it? I didn't see it drop too much there. This is really good. Yes, and I was saying, FSR 2.1 or 2 in Need for Speed Unbound, for example, looks a little bit too bad. I'm not gonna say it looks horrible because it looks sharper than native resolution there, and I actually prefer it in some cases, but it has a lot of ghosting, and the first implementations when using the FSR 2 mod here in Cyberpunk 2077 had a ton of ghosting, but they managed to remove that ghosting effect, and now it looks really good, really close to 1080p native resolution, and you do get way higher FPS. Like, the difference is insane. Let's go up to 1440p next, which should still be very playable here on the 6600 XT. It's a great card still for 1440p gaming. Same high settings, no FSR at the moment. And, oh, this is looking way better. I love the difference in quality from 1080p to 1440. It's actually huge, guys. It is dropping, however, by a lot. Instead of getting like 80 FPS or so around here, we're now getting 50. And you know, 50 is still playable. You can still play a single-player title with less than 60 FPS just fine. And if you didn't have anything else, well, this would be okay, it would be playable, but we got the option to use some FSR, so I think you should just use that. What? I told you it's Cyberbug, okay? I told you it's Cyberbug. I was trying to avoid the bugs, but sometimes it is impossible. God damn it. Okay, anyway, Bob is still there. I don't understand why Bob is still there every single time. What do I need to do for Bob to die? I'm hearing a lot of crashes here. Bob, don't run away from us. Wait, is that Bob? That's not Bob, right? Oh boy, we lost Bob, guys. Get in. Oh, no, this is terrible. Wait, why is the GPU utilization not maxed out here at 1440p? That was weird. It was getting like 90% usage there. Well, I don't know why it's fluctuating a little bit there. It makes no sense because it wasn't at 1080p, I believe. But it's definitely not a CPU bottleneck. Okay, guys, just lower your pitchforks. The 5800X3D, it's a great CPU. It won't bottleneck a card like this in Cyberpunk, okay? I've seen a lot of like people getting mad at me for a CPU bottleneck of the 5800X3D with the 4090 when I tested that card here in this game. Even then, it wasn't a bottleneck because I played at 4K. 49 FPS average, 41 1% lows. It is playable. If you get out of the vehicle, you do get more FPS. So in gunfights and stuff like that, it should be a little bit smoother. Let's just enable that FSR 2.1. 15% sharpness. Oh boy. It's looking fantastic. Once again, it looks almost the same as 1440p here on my 42-inch monitor. And mind you, since I am using a 42-inch monitor today, I can tell those little detail differences much better than you can on your monitor that you're utilizing to watch this video, and the YouTube video, of course, because, well, YouTube compression and stuff like that is a thing, and it's terrible. So yeah, believe me, I am telling you that it looks a little bit more shimmery than native 1440p. Sometimes in like smoke effects and stuff, you can see some pixelation when using FSR, but it's so minor that if you're not looking for that, it passes as native resolution. Especially if you use like 15% sharpness like we're using right now. I'll be back for you, Bob, don't you worry. Anyways, now it's 60 plus. That's amazing. Like 2060 couldn't play this game at 1440p 60 plus FPS with DLSS and high settings, I think. And this one can with FSR 2.1, and it looks as good as DLSS in this game, I will say it. FSR 2.1 looks as good as DLSS in Cyberpunk 2077. At least I can't really tell a major difference between the two. Super smooth experience here at 1440p resolution, guys. Now I'm just gonna disable FSR once again, and we're gonna go up to 4K resolution. Oh yes. That's gonna be terrible. Right, and 4K is so inadequate for a card like this that the game actually crashed. Actually, the entire PC crashed when I set it to 4K. So here we are again. Now it worked. 3840 by 2160, high settings, no FSR first, and let's hit continue there. Why is it so bright? What? Okay, it's just loading, I guess. Yes, okay, it's loading the things. If you are into a cinematic experience, I guess this is it, my friends. It is definitely super cinematic, almost at that sweet 24 FPS. Oh my god. It stutters, but you know, it's part of the experience. GPU usage is again fluctuating a little bit. I don't know what's up with that. Again, it's exactly the same behavior as we saw with the 4090 when I tested it. It's not a CPU bottleneck, as you can clearly see. Well, we should move on. This is stupid. This is clearly not meant for 4K gaming. I'm gonna utilize some balanced FSR here. It looks pretty decent still. Yep, not bad whatsoever, and it's getting 40s. Now that's a surprise. We doubled our FPS while still... Oh my god. What? Oh god. No, what is going to happen if I leave the vehicle? Is it gonna jump or something? No? Oh boy. It looks like it's cooking itself and it's gonna jump into space in just a second, guys. I need to hit it with another vehicle. That's it, my friends. Let's try to do that. I need your vehicle. No, I will need yours then. Wait. No, this one. This one is perfect. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Let's go. We got it. No, it still didn't do anything. It's still clipping inside of that thing. Oh, hello there. Did you also want to kill Bob? Oh, this is my best friend right here. Go live your life, buddy. I'm not going to do anything to you. You should do this more often. All right, now we got the car out of there. Let's see if it's still drivable, because I don't like this one. Oh, boy. So what if you want a little bit higher FPS than like 30 plus at 4K? Is it possible? Now, mind you, this is already really good that this GPU is able to provide 30 plus at 4K high. It looks incredible. It performs really well still for what it is, and it's playable. But what if you want closer to 60? Is it possible? Performance FSR right now, 50-ish FPS at the moment. A good bump up in performance once again, but now I am starting to see some softness and some noise that wasn't really there previously, or at least it wasn't as accentuated, you know? So you can clearly see that something is off. It's not really native resolution anymore. It's getting closer to like what we saw at 1440p using FSR on Quality, for example. Oh god, why do I manage, how do I manage to hit every single thing in my path? Oh, that guy also hit it, okay. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's the game, you know? Yeah, it's Cyberbug, it's definitely Cyberbug's fault. But anyway, 51 FPS, that's a good improvement once again. Not bad. Even if you want to play at 4K, it is possible, and this is still high settings, of course. If you play on like medium, for example, I will do that. I will set this to balanced again and set it to medium here. Oh, come on, okay, there we go. Disable the motion blur. You don't need to restart the game to fully apply settings here in this one, by the way. And no, it's pretty much the same FPS that we were getting on high with performance FSR, and now it's balanced FSR. So around 50 FPS on average, or 51, whatever it was. Not bad. It's pretty much the same experience. Okay. But the thing is, high settings does look that much better, so I think I would go for balanced FSR, 4K, high settings if you want to play at 4K. Let's move on, shall we, my friends? I'm gonna go back to 1080p. Here we are, 1920 by 1080, and now we're gonna try it out on ultra settings without FSR. Maybe we should use FSR actually, because it is really, really good tech. But okay, here we are. This is 1080p ultra settings. Of course, this area is way less intensive than the other areas where you usually test it, because it's just a tunnel basically with a few lights here and there. Oh, it's already dropping. Okay, okay. So if you want to play on ultra settings, native resolution, 1080p is probably not the way to go. Maybe 720p will do it. Don't ever play at 720p with a card like this, okay? If you need to play at 720p for something to be playable with the RX 6600 XT, guys, it is time to upgrade your GPU. Anyway, 60s around here, that's not bad actually. You know, it's still very impressive because ultra settings in this game are really, really intensive. Even high settings are very intensive, but ultra, they're on another level basically. It is still playable. Again, single-player title, doesn't require 60 plus all of the time, and it's getting 68 on average, almost perfect FPS. Yes, it drops a lot sometimes, like right there it dropped to 50 FPS flat, I think, and in the other street it will drop even further probably, but overall the experience is nice. If you don't have an FPS counter, I doubt you will feel like major slowdowns in this one. It feels alright still, especially when you're shooting people around. You get a little bit more FPS again because you're not inside of a car. As you can see, this is the street that I was telling you about, very intensive. It does drop a little bit more than previously, but it's fine. it's a good experience overall, even at ultra settings, and you still got FSR. So let's go ahead and enable that. Okay, let's use quality. I don't recommend you to use anything lower than quality at 1080p res, because it's gonna look pretty rough in the edges. And let's start counting our FPS. Now we're in the 80s. Wasn't the FPS that we were getting previously on high settings native 1080p? I think so. And now we're on Ultra with quality FSR, which still looks really good. Again, a little bit more shimmery, maybe slightly more pixelated in some areas, but you can get used to it, and on a smaller monitor it will look fine. And it's getting 60 plus all of the time. This is a great experience now. I'm a little bit speechless at the moment. This is very good performance. Zero stutters as well, even at ultra settings. And you see that the VRAM usage is totally under control, 6.5 gigabytes. We still got a good bit left there on the memory side of things. Let's go ahead and play it now at 1440. So ultra settings, 1440p native. Oh boy! No, it's still applying. Wait a second. We need to give it a little... Yes, okay. Okay, 30s. It's not too much better though, but it is better than 20, right? I believe it will still drop from 30 FPS in some areas though. The sun is actually coming out slowly but surely. It's starting to get a little bit more bright here in Night City. It's not Night City anymore, you know. How though? Because it's 2:59 a.m. supposedly. Why does the sky look so bright at 2:59 a.m. Weird stuff, dude. Can we still kill Bob at 30-something FPS or 40? I believe we can, my friends. Killing Bob is an art. It should be in a museum, you know? All of the ways of killing Bob. And then you got me playing various games and killing Bob in every single game. Anyways, moving on. I think it's gonna drop in just a little bit. 31, 30... Oh boy, it's barely... It's walking a fine line between playable and not playable. 28 there. I think it's still playable though. Overall, it doesn't drop too much from 30 or too often. Anyways, over here. Will it drop? Yes, 29. 27. No, I wouldn't do this, guys. We gotta enable some quality FSR here. Let's see how it does. 40s, 50s, that's a good bump up in performance once again, and while looking pretty good as well at the same time. Let's go. Oh, it's starting to stutter a little bit for some reason. Let's go now. 54. That's looking way too bright. It can't be 3:15 a.m., dude. Also, we're getting way less bugs than with the 2060. That has nothing to do with the GPUs, obviously. But yeah, I didn't even have a Cyberpunk update since then. But with the 2060, I saw a heck of a ton of bugs. Oh boy, mainly due to Bob, I guess, clipping into umbrellas and stuff like that. Yeah, that boy is a bastard. He even turned into a demon in the 2060 video. I suggest you to check that out if you haven't already. But if you don't want to see very bad things happening to the world of Cyberpunk, don't go check it out. Let's see how much it will drop here. 47, 45. So it is playable like this. We turned it into being an unplayable little mess. Just a little mess, you know, not a big mess. Yeah, kind of unplayable for a lot of people, into a very decent and enjoyable experience. Should we do it at 4K? This is gonna be stupid. Balanced just for a little bit, okay? Balanced at 4K. Gotta wait for it to load. Oh, those sweet 29 FPS. Look at that. Stuttery 20 FPS. Yeah, this is starting to become a bit too much, right? Why are we doing this at this point? And finally, we should run some ray tracing. So we got reflections and lighting, ray tracing, no motion blur, thank you very much, no FSR first, and it's at 4K. It's gonna run like crap, dude. Yeah, just for science. Hopefully it doesn't crash my entire PC again. 0 FPS. We killed it, my friend. Well, it was just loading. We had 2. 2 is much better than 0. It's actually infinitely better than 0. Right? Let's stop it there. Let's not play at 4K with ray tracing, okay? Let's use 1080p resolution again. There we go, 1920 by 1080 using ray tracing and ultra settings, custom RT basically. Oh. So this is... Okay, it was still loading, but it's still... Oh. This is way worse, I think, than the 2060. But I remember being impressed with the 2060, and I'm not impressed now with this. So maybe the 2060 was actually getting 30 FPS using these settings. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad that I can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry I put you guys through this as well. No, let's leave that as is and use some quality FSR. Can we get 30? Yes, we can. We're getting 30 FPS with ray tracing, but of course the AMD cards are just a bit too bad. Just a bit too bad using ray tracing. You should definitely avoid it, you know. You can only use RT with the 7000 series, really. That's where it's usable. Maybe 6900 XT and 6950 XT in some cases if you're playing at like 1080p with those cards for some reason. Same goes for the 2060. I would definitely not enable ray tracing with that card. It's just too low end for the use of ray tracing. And the same goes for like a 3060. Oh my god. I got scared there. Yeah, 3060, 3050. 3060 Ti is where you should probably start using some ray tracing, see how it looks and stuff. How is it 3:46 a.m.? The sun is out at this point, right? What the hell, dude? I guess that's been it, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. Still playable like this with RT, which is very impressive. AMD has come a long way, of course, with this technology. But yeah, again, I gotta test like the 6900 XT with ray tracing and stuff like that. That should be a fun video. Thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back very soon with another one. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.